Welcome to another edition of the Houston Roundball Review presents Let's Talk Houston Rockets post-game style and another after dark or late night with me, KG Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. Talking about another Rockets win. Rockets are now 28-13. The exact halfway point of the NBA season. 41 games down, 41 to go, and the Rockets are 28-13 after racing past the Portland Trail Blazers in the second half. Final score 125, Blazers 103. Rockets outscored the Blazers 74-53 in the second half. Before I get to the comments, and salute to everyone joining me this late night, or we're in the West Coast, a little earlier in the night for you, or if you're in Turkey or overseas, welcome to you as well. The first half, family. Sola, how are you? The first person who chimed in, Dorian, how are you doing? Become a regular, man. I think that's two straight games for you. Appreciate it. Man, and we'll get into that too. Well, pro-wise, but it's better than the city of Detroit, Brandon. Boy, talk about that momentarily. But Dorian, Solo, Brandon, KDC, correct me if I'm wrong, if y'all feel different. But I believe that first half by the Rockets that looked like this: 22 for 56 from the floor, 3 for 12 from 3, 7 turnovers, 10 assists. There were times in that first half where I was like, oh yeah, this first half for sure, no question, this first half deserves this.
This jig is the gas face, man.
And again,
this jig is the gas face, man.
The Rockets are just kind of going through the motions, being out hustled at times. You know, the Blazers took advantage of it, what's left of the Blazers and all their injuries. But man, oh man, I got to get I'll find it. I'm not even going to say anything about it, but y'all know when I get it, you'll know. But basically, it's something the opposite of the gas face. I'll look for that, and I'll find it and probably try to get it it won't be Monday's show because I'll be at the game when the Rockets face the Pistons. And hey, I know Detroit. The Pistons are now they're 21-21 after losing at home to Book and KD. But Craig Ackerman, man, Craig Ackerman's he's hyping this game up like it's a big ass deal. And I'm like, no, not really. I mean, no, no. I mean, Detroit's playing better, but they've lost 2 straight. They're kind of coming back to earth a little bit. I hope Monday's game is competitive. I'm not expecting it to be, but second half, Rockets puts the Blazers to bed. I mean, 26 of 52 from the floor, 11 for 19 from 3, 26 rebounds, 15 assists. It was showtime for a lot of folks, a lot of Rockets. Alpi and Jalen Green, boy, they put on a show in the third quarter. Şengün, let me see if I can do this real quickly on the fly here. Şengün in the third quarter and Jalen Green in the third quarter. That's the wrong one. Did it again. Bear with me here as my computer goes a little haywire. Let's see. It went away. All right, well, I'll just do this. So see if I can find Jalen Green. Jalen Green in the third quarter. All right, here we go. Live streaming, folks. Here we go. Şengün in the third quarter. He got it going. 14 points, 6 for 9 from the floor. Made his one free throw. I thought I did see an airball free throw from Alpi. I was like, ugh, he missed both of those free throws at that one trip. So that wasn't a good sign. But Jalen Green in the third quarter. Jalen Green, he's enjoying this hot streak, this hot month. He's rolling, hitting pull-up threes and transition. Like, yep, this is what I do. 12 points. So Alpy and Jalen combined for 26 points in the third quarter. Part of that just dynamic second half when they just outclassed the Blazers. And man, oh man, the Blazers transition defense is awful. Boy, it's awful. It's a rumor. It's like it's a turnstile. It's horrible. It's bad. No effort. Hell, Alpy and Jalen, that's what I want to make sure. Alpy and Jalen outscored the Blazers in the third quarter, 26-24. It was showtime. It was fun. And I do wonder, Ryan hinted at it. I wonder what the Ime Coach Udoka said at halftime. Because I'm sure it wasn't G-rated. It wasn't PG-rated. I'm sure it was R-rated and had profanity and might have made, I'm going old here, Red Fox, Richard Pryor blush. I mean, I bet it was just some words flying about that half-ass effort in the first half. But yep, it's great to see the Rockets 11 for 19 from three-point line. They don't do that often. But Tony, how are you doing? Thank you for chiming in. Appreciate it. Here's a new name, I believe. New person, new name for sure. Above Elite. Thank you for chiming in. And salute to everyone spreading the word about the post-game shows, the Let's Talk Houston Rockets post-game shows, because the numbers on the last two shows were damn good for me. Really, really good. So I'm talking hit 4 digits. So let's keep it coming. Keep it coming. Space Aid, it's always good to hear from you. Appreciate that. Yeah, Dorian, I agree with that. I think the one thing the Pistons did well against the Suns, it was still Saturday. Saturday was outscored them in fast break points by a lot in transition. So we'll see. But above, let me answer your question here. Who do I have on the floor with 5 minutes left against OKC? Oh, well, I'm not sure the Rockets are going to get that far, but it'd be fun if they did in Game 7. 5 minutes left. Okay, clearly we're assuming everyone's healthy, which is, dangerous. 5 minutes left. Ooh, wow. 5 minutes left. Okay, Jalen Green, Fred, Amin Thompson. Dylan Brooks and Tari Eason. Depending on what the Rockets need. If they're ahead, if they need to score, need to get stops, it's different. Because I probably will have Alpy on the floor for some of that in those last 5 minutes. Maybe do some offense, defensive substitutions. Amit, thank you. Amit, appreciate that. He'll be fine. Oh, yeah, no question. I don't doubt his ability. Just got to get his confidence and got to get minutes. And with the way the Rockets are playing now, and he's already going to get a lot of minutes. So, might not be till next season when he gets minutes. Hope it's nothing serious. And boy, it would. Well, I mean, he'll be at the game, of course, see his brother. But hopefully the two of them get to go against each other on Monday. Because I think Osser missed the first matchup. He wasn't cleared from the medical regarding his heart issue. But Brandon, from some players, it'll be physical. Maybe a couple of Pistons. We'll see. They have their moments. They're not consistent enough yet for me to have any confidence in what they're going to do, especially on defense. But Brandon's 5 in the last 5 minutes. Barry, okay. Brooks, I'm in. And Steve Adams. You're going to Steve Adams. I see you corrected it down at the bottom. Really? Think about that, Brandon. Even if Chet's healthy, that's a tough matchup for Steven Adams. And then the OKC decides to go small. I don't know if that's a great matchup for Steven Adams. I don't know about that. Above Lead is a Rocket fan. We have a path to the Western Conference Finals. Udoka is Coach of the Year. Jamal Moses might say hi from Orlando. What he's had to overcome. And our defense can get us there as long as Jalen keeps us in. I'll ask you, Above Elite, has Jalen Green done enough? That's my theme. I'm riding with it. Has Jalen Green done enough for all Rocket fans to be convinced this is Jalen Green going forward? He may have a game off here and there, but no, this way he's playing right now, this is what he's going to be. Y'all have enough confidence in what you've seen going on really almost 8 weeks now. Honestly, he's taken up another level in January. But KDC, wow, Brandon, you don't want to see Alpy on the floor. Oh, who'd you foul again? Let me go back to it. Okay, you did have Alpy on the floor. Jeff Green for Adams. And oh, that's a little different. Why that? Why that 5? Jalen, I think Jalen had to get stitches in his lip because he had a bloody lip, and I didn't see how his lip got bloodied. I was typing up a lot of stuff and we'll go back and forth between the Lions and the Commanders, and seeing the Commanders shock the world. I got to give me a Commanders cap or a Jaden Daniels jersey. Boy, it's amazing what a good owner can do for a franchise compared to a shitty one. Yep, I said what I said, shitty one. But he, man, fell on his feet and got a whole lot of money for selling the team finally. But T.I.'s chiming in the conversation. We are a basketball city anyway. Hey, Texans fan, be sad, man. Hope you had a chance to watch my colleague recap of the Texans loss to the Chiefs. A.D. Moore, he had some locker room comments from some of the players. C.J. Stroud was in trouble. 8 sacks? It's tough to win like that. Your quarterback is getting his uniform dirty. But all right, Brandon says, Brandon being honest. Excuse me, Above Elite being honest. I need to see this for a little while longer. I keep waiting for Jalen to fall off, but I think this is the real Jalen. Would be good to have a media member ask Jalen if he's hot or if he feels he's taken a leap in his 4th year. All right, Brandon, going back to his five on the floor with 5 minutes left in the 7th game of the Western Conference Finals against OKC. Says they will hunt Jalen on defense, but he's attacking, taking what the defense is giving him. He just needs to continue to improve his playmaking to be on the court in crunch time. Another. Well, I think, Paquito, you've been on the show before, haven't you? If not, welcome. Salute to all these new names. This is awesome. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. And spread the word. Yes, I know there's other content on this YouTube channel. But this post-game show, these Let's Talk Houston Rockets post-game shows are unlike any other. I'm unlike any other. So spread the word and let your friends who are Rocket fans know, hey, there's somebody else you need to check out. Some other show you need to check out. This guy does things differently. Spread the word. And I appreciate the newcomers. Join the family. Don't be a stranger. Keep it coming. Spread the word. We're going to ride it out and have some fun. Ooh, Korea. How about that, man? Oh, awesome. Welcome. So that's Turkey, New Zealand, Korea. I'm not skeptical. I'm asking everybody else. Everybody else is skeptical. I'm not skeptical. I'm just asking a question. So I want the folks who are skeptical, they want to keep doing it. What's going on? It's going on 2 months now. I mean, damn, young fella's rolling right now. And this month, if it wasn't for SGA, he might get Player of the Month for the West. He won't because of Shea, but he's playing. Jalen Green is playing, and Ryan Hollins hinted at it. Let's ask. Let me get you guys, family, kinfolk, your thoughts on it, because Kevin Harlan and Stan Van Gundy touched on it during Thursday's game. Rockets' great record. That there's a chance the Rockets won't have any representation in the All-Star game. Do y'all how realistic do y'all think that is? That no Rocket, no Alp. I mean, Alp is, I think, the most, I guess, the first option. Jalen Green is coming on strong. But do y'all think, how likely is it that not one Rocket player is participating in the All-Star game? And I'm not talking about the Saturday festivities, all that kind of stuff. No. The All-Star game and the new format, the 4 teams of 8, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I think Şengün should make the All-Star. Agreed. But how likely is it that he doesn't make the All-Star game? KDC says, made peace with it if there are no All-Stars from the Rockets. It's popular. Well, is it? I mean, the coaches picked the last 7. So, the 5 first, the starters, right? The vote still comes from the fans. And then coaches pick everybody else. And then barring injuries, commissioner picks a replacement. Okay. But Amit, what does your instinct tell you? Do you believe Jalen will be playing like this in the playoffs? Or will he regress to the mean, as some of my colleagues used to say? June says Jalen is an all-star. Above Lee with a different perspective, different answer. Rockets are young, so it's good there's no rep in the All-Star game to keep them hungry and not get complacent. All right. Ahmed says he has hope that this Jalen will be the one in the playoffs. And nothing wrong with that. Let me scroll up some more here as get these comments coming flying hot heavy. Oh, here you go, Solo. I saw it and did not get a chance to comment on it. They're on pace for it, obviously. 28-13, that's a 56-win season. I think these next 2 games will be a good test for them. Got to stay healthy. No long-term injuries to key people like Jalen or Alfie, for sure. But I doubt they get to 56, but I feel secure and confident that they'll get to 50. And clearly, they get to 50. That's, hell, barring some miracle from some other teams, that's a top 4 record in the West. Oh yeah, the fans that vote for who they are. Yeah, but that's the fan. That's only part of the team. That's not going to be the whole team. Dorian says Jalen is finally in his prime. His maturity is catching up. Oh, how about this statement? Jalen is not like Mr. Harden, who depends on the whistle. So there shouldn't be a regression in the playoffs. Well, what do you think about that statement right there from one of the new members of the family, the LTHR family? Hey, but first time in the playoffs is different. You got to go through and experience it. And these youngsters who have not been in the playoffs, we'll see how they respond. Some will shine in the spotlight. Some will take them a little bit to get used to everything, to get used to the physicality, to get used to no calls, to get used to road playoff games when it seems like everything is against you. It's a different animal. You got to experience it because veterans, your veteran teammates, players you look up to, they can all tell you, hey man, the playoffs are different. Hey man, you gotta every little play matters. Hearing that's one thing. Experiencing it and going through it is something else. So let's see how the young Rockets respond in those situations. Fred can say yeah, I got a ring. I can tell you what I went through. But even Fred, I'm sure will tell Jalen and Alpine and everybody, you still got to go through it. You still got to see for yourself and experience it for yourself. And this is a legit, honest answer. After these past few years, I'm just happy we get to go to the playoffs. Fair enough. Is the key to the Rockets' success in the playoffs or for the second half of the season? Oh, WK with an interesting take. I thought it was interesting that folks think Alfie should make the team. Talking about the All-Star team. Likely due to team record, but Sabonis has better numbers than Alfie across the board. What do y'all think about that? That's an interesting comment. June, what your statement is correct to a point. But a game in January is not a playoff game. The intensity is different. Playoff fan behavior in the playoffs is different. The energy in the building is different. And the more a team advances, the more intensity. Employees in organizations act different when their team is advancing in the playoffs. The buzz, the vibe in the city is different. There's nothing like playoff basketball in January. Okay, nothing like it. February, we see some great matchups head to head. The first, OKC Cleveland game was great. It ain't the same. It's not like playoff basketball. It isn't. It's just it's a different level. But it is true that veterans like Fred should help, clearly. The experience will help. Uncle Jeff being another, got a ring to lean on. But they will, and Ime, like I said, the vets can say it. Hey, I've been through this. This is what it was like when we went on the road in game 3 of a series and got our asses kicked. And you know what? We were still up 2-1 in the series. Have a bad playoff, one game, forget about it. We got game 4. You can say it. Tell the players, hey, this is how, relax. You can tell them relax. But until they experience it, it's an unknown for them. It's not a bad thing. They have to go through it. And some players are different. Some handle the pressure differently. Some folks thrive in those bright lights. We might see come playoff time, and I'm not putting this, I'm just using it as an example. We may see Jabari thrive in the playoffs, but Alpi struggled in the playoffs. Hell, there are some players who don't put up the same numbers in the postseason that they do in the regular season. Let's see if the Rockets have any of those. They might not, but let's find out. The Rockets might have a few players who increase their production in every stat in the playoffs. Let's find out. This first half of the season for the Rockets, they've exceeded many, not all, folks' expectations. Phase 2 has begun. I think phase 2 they've sped it up. But this year's team is not expected to go to the Western Conference Finals. They could, the right matchups. But if they do, it's a step in the process. And the longtime viewers of this show knows I said, 2 years ago, the matchup isn't not going to happen because of what happened up in Detroit last year. But I said, 2 years ago, within 4 or 5 years, I think the Rockets would be in the finals playing the Pistons. Well, the Rockets are on their track. They're doing their part. Enjoy the ride, Rocket fans. And remember, I'm not a Rockets fan. I cover the Rockets. I enjoy talking with you guys about your favorite team. But I'm not a Rockets fan. The only fan I am is of the Pistons. And that's because I've been a fan of them for 40 years almost. So that's not going to change. But enjoy this ride. Enjoy this season for as long as it lasts. And then next season, improve upon that. And just keep building. And then 2-3 years from now, there's a parade downtown Houston. Enjoy the hell out of it. And this comment above, this is why I'm still leery about the Rockets this season. Because I'm not sure how many teams in the West the Rockets can beat 4 times. Because they haven't done it yet. You don't know how they're going to react, how they're going to respond. There might be some Rocket players who just ain't ready for the bright lights. Let's see. I wouldn't put I have no money anyway to wager as it is, but I definitely will not pick the Rockets because they are an unknown. The postseason is an unknown to many of them. Oh, but Solo is on point. All y'all have been on point this evening during this conversation, during this show. But yes, the Rockets have come a long way. So I'm just asking some of y'all, enjoy this ride. Just enjoy this ride. Okay? Don't jump the steps. Enjoy the ride. Oh, let me get let me let Dorian know. Why did the Rockets talk? I live in Houston. I've covered the Rockets 30 years. Why wouldn't I talk about the Rockets? That's why. I watched the Pistons are this year finally. I can tolerate them. I can stomach them. But yeah, Rockets talk. And I'm objective. I don't wear the rocket colored glasses. They don't pay me to pump up sunshine up y'all's behinds about, this is the greatest team ever. And that's not my style. Never has been. I'm going to give it to you straight as I see it. But yeah, that's why. Am I more afraid of the unknown than the known? Well, that's a deep question. Ooh, getting into philosophical things. Well, I'm talking about the Rockets. I'm not afraid of the unknown. I'm just saying Rockets have to experience it. And let me ask above elite you, join you as well. How many if you had, I don't know, your financial status, but if you're well off, how much money are you willing to bet on the Rockets this season reaching the Western Conference Finals? Because I'll be curious to find out. Because this team hasn't done it yet. Folks, there are some Rocket fans, and I think even some of my colleagues in the media are like expecting this team that hasn't made the playoffs to just leap forward to the conference finals. Based on what? Based on what? Come on. Let them get out the first round first. Let them do that. Oh, wow. Okay. Definitely have them get to the conference finals. Wow. That's confidence right there. But not beating OKC. All right. Yeah, that's a bad matchup for them for sure. And I could be the Donald Downer, and we talk about this in January, but obviously things will change if Alpi gets injured and can't play in the first round. That will hurt your bet. Or if Jalen gets hurt and can't play in the first round, or whoever. See, this is all I'm talking about. The playoff experience. Let's get that experience. Oh, agreed. But above what I'm saying is, and I'm a Commanders fan, there's very few people pick the Commanders to beat Detroit. Why? Detroit had a hell of a season. It was a home game for Detroit. But because the Commanders, this is their first year of being relevant and worth a damn in years. So why would anyone expect them to beat Detroit, the number 1 seed, on their home field with a rookie quarterback? Who would have done that? And no Lions fan would have thought their favorite team would commit 5 turnovers. You never know. That helped the Commanders as well. Even when I've been right, sometimes my predictions are just what the hell kind of talk. But just enjoy the ride. Now, the Rockets, OKC is probably the worst matchup. The Rockets can beat any team in the West in the playoffs once or twice. But they got to do it 4 times. Let's see them do it. Okay? And then it's easier to say, well, yeah, based on what they did against this team, or based on what they did last season, yeah, they learned from that experience. They can do it. But I'm not going to pick them just because they haven't done it. And this is a fair statement from KDC. I don't think Western Conference final chances are high, but also worried if teams don't go all out for it, we may not come back as a 2 seed next year. And that's part of it as well. How much do you want to overextend the Rockets? You want the Rockets to overextend themselves this year because they may have the rationale. You never know. You may not get the chance again. Remember when Harden, KD, and Russ made the finals? And a lot of folks said, boy, this is the makings of a dynasty in OKC. Well, we know how that ended. So, yeah, let's just see how it goes. Another new name. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you very much for joining the conversation. Once a team learns how to win, seeding means a little bit less. Agreed. As long as they have home court at some point, they can go on the road and still win a series or two. Defense travels. Once they win in the playoffs. Because some teams with home court advantage, first time in the playoffs for the youngsters, don't play well at home and lose their home court advantage. Then they got to adjust to, we got to figure it out. What do we got to do to win on the road after being down 0-2 in the series or being 1-1 in the series? The pressure is different for different folks. What team would I like the Rockets to play in the first round? It won't happen. I mean, and plus this is 3 months away. And I when I say this, folks would say no, because of one person on that other team. It's probably the Warriors. The Warriors. I mean, Steph is Steph, obviously, but I don't know if Steph has enough left in the tank to beat these Rockets 4 times. Really, basically by himself. He probably do it twice, but I don't know about 4 times. I mean, the pressure that the Rockets put on the Warriors and how the Warriors just collapsed and cratered, that was embarrassing, man. I mean, that was damn near like not like an NBA franchise. It was awful. And the Warriors have so much self-doubt now as well. Now, that might change, as the season progresses, but right now they have so much self-doubt. Yeah. But above elite, why do you say this, though? If you have so much confidence in them getting to the Western Conference Finals. See, it's matchups. It goes back to what I'm trying to say. Why are you afraid if you're so confident, if you're willing to bet on them making the WCF, they're facing the Warriors? Why does it matter? And y'all saying the Lakers. Lakers have questions too, obviously. Definitely, clearly. Hell. First year head coach. Pieces don't fit. But man, oh man. Anthony Davis, he can be a matchup problem, man. I mean, he can give Şengün fits on both ends of the floor. I don't know if I want that. And LeBron's still LeBron. I don't know about that. 4 times, folks. 4 times. The advantage in that series might come down to coaching, which would be advantage Rockets, clearly. Clippers, that's a good one. KDC with as good as our defense, Golden State's motion offense gives us problems. Above Elite says the history between the Warriors and Rockets is still affecting us. I know the Rockets were happy and they came from behind and beat the Warriors in that the Cup game on that hideous red court. And I mean, the players were like they got a boulder off their shoulders winning that game. Was it 15 straight losses to the Warriors, something like that for the franchise? But from a Rocket fan perspective, touching on what Solo said, look at what y'all are talking about now. Look how things have changed. Look how the worm has turned. I mean, you were talking about first round matchups, who would give the Rockets more problems, who'd be the better matchup. Rockets reaching their conference finals. Think about that, fans. Think about what you guys are doing now. That's how far the Rockets have turned things around so rapidly that you are actually looking at the playoffs. playoff basketball in Houston, the city is different. It's a fun thing. The Rockets are in the playoffs. So this is step one in that. Enjoy step one. They kind of leaped 2 or 3 steps, but they haven't been in the playoffs. These young guys have not yet been in the playoffs. That should change, barring some awful collapse in just a few weeks. Think about that. The Rockets, and based on matchups, be favored in the first round. I mean, think about that. Think about that. And, injuries happen. If Şengün goes out for the rest of the year, how good as Jalen is, that'd be a big blow come playoff time. If Jalen goes out for the rest of the year, it's matchups, it's injuries, those things still factor in, and it's also experience. And see, and these last 2 comments from Solo, we've come a long way. Agreed. And then Ahmed. Who could believe we would be in the 2nd seed at the halfway point of this season? Not many folks thought that. And if you thought that the Rockets would be 28-13, I want to see proof. I want to see proof. You thought that in September, October. I want to see proof that you thought after 41 games, the Houston Rockets would be 28-13 in the 2 seed in the West. If you did, salute to you, but I still want to see the proof. So I'm giving you the media perspective. And above all, thank you for your honesty. I thought we'd be a 6 or 7 seed, not a 2 seed. Honestly, I thought play in at the high end, I might have said 8. I don't think I said 6. But hey, I was wrong. And that's one thing. I'm going to say it. I'm not afraid to say it. Y'all know it. Y'all part of Rockets Nation. There are some folks who cover the Rockets who it's like it pains them to admit that they were wrong at all, if ever. That ain't me. That's not my style. I have no problem. It doesn't hurt me if the Rockets go to the Western Conference Finals. That's more content for me. And that's more for us to discuss. And hopefully by that point, I'd have a consistent sponsor for this show. And then some money person come into my life and say, hey, man, I want you to go on the road with the Rockets and cover them that way too. Let's go. Yeah, let's make it happen. So it's just Thrillo, no worries at all, man. Thank you for chiming in. And like, hey, 28-13 is a hell of a start. I didn't see it coming. But let's enjoy it. And another indication of my objectivity, I think the Rockets are going to wax the Pistons on Monday. I don't believe the game's going to be close. So I'm kind of, Craig Ackerman is hyping it up, looking forward to the matchup and all that. I'm looking forward to talking with Marcus Sasser and Cody Davis. I'm not expecting much from Detroit. But hey, it's a great time to be a Rocket fan. But it's sports. Anything can happen. Look at it. Because I promise you, y'all might know some Detroit Lions fans. None of them thought that their favorite team would have a 5-turnover game. But it happened, and their great season is over. home field advantage, all that, and it's gone in one day. It's the playoffs. The benefit the Rockets have is they get 4 chances to beat a team, and a team has to beat them 4 times. But playoffs, a team gets hot, a player gets hot, a player gets cold, players go through a funk at the wrong time. Seas get in too. Enjoy this, Rocket fans. I think I'll do a post-game show Monday after the Rockets Detroit game, but it definitely won't be like the usual 20 minutes after the game because I'll still be at the building. But subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Click on the bell so you can receive notifications when these post-game shows are happening. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm putting on my business hat, my shiny bald head. You can support the Roundball Review this way too. Buy you some Roundball Review merch. Buy you a mug. Buy you a cap, shirt, hoodie, all those good things. So, agreed. Drillo, I see that comment. TSU Lady Tigers 5-0. The fellas have won 3 straight. Heck, I think basketball-wise, I think every H-Town basketball team won today. Not the same for the football team, though. Texas season ended. But TSU won twice. The Cougar men won. HCU men, women won. And Rice women won. So, yeah. And, of course, the Rockets won. And back at it, if you missed it, if you're just now joining the show, the Rockets' first half, it was bad. It was the first half was Thriller. You know what the first half was like, man. The first half was like this. Rockets' first half was this.
This jig is the gas face, man.
And they were led by 1 point at halftime. But they turned it on in the second half. And reminded the Blazers that they're not as good as the Rockets. And outscored the Blazers 74-53 in the second half. Rockets' first half, 22 of 56 from the floor, 3 of 12 from 3, 7 turnovers, missed 3 free throws. But that second half, 26 of 52 from the floor, 11 for 19 from 3, 26 rebounds, 15 assists. Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun combined to outscore the Blazers in the third quarter. Alpi had 14 in the third. Jalen had 12. The Blazers scored 24 in the third quarter. It took them a while to get out of the little funk they were in, but they turned it on and got the dub to improve to 28-13 at the halfway point of this NBA season. Dorian, that's great to hear. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And you're new, so thank you. I appreciate those kind words. Going to keep doing this as long as I can because I enjoy it. I enjoy the interaction with the fans. But that'll do it. Like I said, I'm not sure what time I'm going to do post-game show on Monday. I'll be back before the weather turns icy and all that kind of stuff for sure because the game is at 1 o'clock Central Time. So I don't know, maybe 5 o'clock Central, maybe. Not really sure. So let's kind of game plan around that 5 o'clock Central Time on Monday the 20th to discuss the Rockets Detroit game, and it should be a Rockets win. Rockets should improve to 29-13 on the season. But as always, everybody, the newcomers, become regulars. But thank you very much for your comments. Thank you for spending time with me and my Rockets kinfolk like Solo and KDC and Space Age and WK and Thrillo and Brandon. So to everyone, as we wrap it up, y'all know the regulars know it, but for the newcomers, just keep this in mind because it might surprise you, but it is true. Since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. Everybody, take care. Peace.
Game over.